150 years ago, so the story goes, the Malin family of London started a tradition that remains a firm favourite in New Zealand, fish and chips. 13-year-old Joseph Malin started frying chips with battered fish at home and selling them to the poor of London's West End. More than 7 million servings of chips are consumed every week in New Zealand. Who brought fish and chips here? Can that be specified?
It's probably the miners, really, who first came to New Zealand around sort of 1890, around that era. Because to sort of boil your fat up, you needed a good supply of coal. So I would say the West Coast would be the first place that they started.
What were those early fish and chip shops like here,
Well,
do you think?
I would imagine, aside from that particular reference, because that's a restaurant, you see, but they would probably have been adjuncts to shops selling fish, fresh fish. And that custom continued up until very recently. I mean, there are still shops here in Wellington, or places here in Wellington, where one end of the place is fresh fish and other produce, and the other, of course, they sell fish and chips.
So fish was the poor man's meal?
Oh, yes, very much so.
Okay, so you grew up with fish and chips, as we all did, and from an early age we all did. I suppose it was no different for you?
Yeah, no different for me. I've got a close friend at the age of 9 months was so proud to have eaten his first fish and chips. But he at that time they were all wrapped up in newspaper, and
Yes.
whenever he saw a newspaper he would sort of rock for joy, thinking he would get another feed of fish and chips. Starting to get very cosmopolitan in our flavours, and we're getting lemon pepper and vinegar, and so we're sort of getting acquired taste buds for other tastes.